Greetings and salutations, my birders, and welcome back to Honkai Star Rail, Crown of the Mundane and the Divine, or the Divine. No, the last time we did the Ron May stuff. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. She, in her pursuit of discovering true life, she recreated the emanator of the propagation, and it's kind of hinted at the end that she actually starts to care about her creations because she brought them along with her. But that's like only at the end. We're kind of ignoring like all the ones that she didn't let go of her. So yeah, she's like morally bankrupt. Which, you know, par for the course for being a genius. Like, real Tucker show situation there. But anyways, there's apparently another part to this, so let's continue. Mundane troubles. Man, I don't know why my Y button's like so sticky. It just happened one day.
There's inspiration in every glance and every breeze.
And it's just my Y button. I already hate when that happens. Is Astronaut here? I'll go let her know. A new message. Welcome, new friend. When aren't you seated here? Looks like my importance in this chat is now downgraded by 1. Looks like my importance in this chat is now downgraded by 1. The ID here looks familiar. Say, your ID, Rich Know-It, seems familiar. Are you perhaps related to Richard Know-It-All? So you knew the handle of the... So you knew of the handle I used before that account got nuked. Looks like you're chronically online. Okay, let's get back to the topic. How do we deal with this situation? Accountability! Accountability must be held! What's wrong? What's all the fuss about? So you still don't know?
Heritor Newsflash. Good evening, Madame Herta fans. This is an urgent broadcast. The great Madame Herta, member 83 of the Genius Society, has been targeted in an attack at the space station. Her current whereabouts are unknown, with no group having stepped forward to claim responsibility. Many Heritors are upset at the ineptitude of upper management, having issued strong protest and condemnation.
Okay. Just look at this! They are walking all over us! Positively assaulting Mam Herta at this rate. Yeah, right. And the management of the space station is for real so crappy. The Legion incident aside, how could they allow Mam Herta to be attacked? Lost it. Attacked on our own turf. Just what is going on? I really hate these imbecilic pests sit in high places and do nothing. But when all said is done, but when all is said and done, after the Legion crisis, the space station has done a good job in revitalizing and rebuilding. You got a point. Those are two different kettles of fish. Besides, they were never that competent to begin with. Aren't you jumping ahead? Isn't the main focus Herta's safety? Let's not poke our noses into other people's business. Isn't that us job? Our job is to sit here and judge the quality of their work. As for how to get things done, that's for them to worry about. You sure have some bizarre reasoning, but you're spitting facts here. You're absolutely right, bro. Wish you know it. You spoke my mind. Comrades, what is our goal? To rid ourselves of all imbecilic pests. Good, you passed. Herta was attacked? Anyway, let's go to her office to see what's going on. Uh-oh. Huh? Huh?
Mr.
nice.
Scrollum, this was a premeditated attack.
Conclusion. Their target was the space station, but their strategies are still unknown to us.
That's right. Which is precisely why we need him. The last to lay eyes on Herta's puppet before the attack was him.
And you are?
This is Dr. Ratio of the Intelligentsia Guild, a delegate from the IPC.
He's only just woken up, dazed. He may need a few pointers. Ah, we cross paths again. Do you remember me? Of course. Why would you? Memory is such a fickle thing, after all.
Mr. Trailblazer, you must have many questions. Please be patient. Asta will explain it all to you.
You probably know the gist of things already. A few system hours ago, one of Madame Herta's puppets was attacked by an unknown perpetrator. We don't know the location of the puppet, and we can't pinpoint its signal.
Where's Herta right now? She had like dozens of these things.
She's away on a visit. This issue didn't seem to trouble her much.
She received an invitation from the IPC before the attack occurred.
Ah, the technology department. Charming little place, isn't it? Madame Yabuli does possess some semblance of competence, but her subordinates? Oof. Oh, they're a riot. Brimming with enthusiasm, yet utterly devoid of intellect. It's as if evolution halted prematurely for them. They want to start some new collaborations with Herta, and have graciously extended an invite for me to play the role of science consultant. It's delightfully amusing. I can't wait to witness firsthand how these geniuses from the so-called Super Smart Club squander the IPC's vast resources. However, this attack was timed a little too well. I can't help but wonder if someone leaked this information, and the attackers seized the opportunity. Herta's aloof response to these juvenile provocations? Almost as intriguing. What a delightful little puzzle.
I've long heard that you're one of the best researchers in the guild, Dr. Ratio. We are honored to have your assistance.
Save your flattery. Time is hardly a luxury we can squander. To debate the merits of mere mortals in the company of an actual genius? Quite the paradox, if you ask me. Excuse me, you. Tell me, what were you doing the last time you saw that puppet?
Nothing questionable with the puppet, that's for sure. Wait, her gave us like 3 puppets already. I have no crime. I'm innocent. Probably running errands for Herta.
Don't play the fool. Think.
I think I was.
Some system hours ago.
Oh, right. I need your help with something else. That curio's gone missing, and I can't just forget about it. Go find it for me when you have the time. I'm sure you can manage that, can't you? Let me describe it again in case you forgot. It's alive, but it doesn't have a body.
Uh-oh. That's a helio big.
Send me a signal when you see traces of it.
I think she mentioned something important, but I can't remember. If only there were some hints, then maybe...
Anyway, keep up the good work. I need to go out for a bit. Go ask Asta if you want someone to help you.
My memory is kind of hazy. What did I do after that?
Let me describe it again in case you forgot. It's alive, but it doesn't have a body. Send me a signal when you see traces of it.
I think she mentioned something important, but I can't remember. If only there were some hints, then maybe...
Anyway, keep up the good work. I need to go out for a bit. Go ask Asta.
That's suspicious. How about you guys?
Hey, what brings you here, Rich? It's been so long.
I'm not that wonderful. I'm just okay.
What?
It's all taken care of. As long as the money's there, it's all good. Here's the account you asked for. It's legit and secure, allowing you to connect straight to the intranet.
Sure. Can I help you with something?
Oh, you flatter me. I'm just a peddler doing a little business on the side. Small scale. Best left under the table. But if you ever make it big in the guild, don't forget your humble friend, okay?
Again? How many times has it been? You're really pushing my buttons.
These two aren't making any sense. This is so weird.
Well, I can't leave, so... Bubble is.
This is what I recall before I met Herta, but I can't remember some of the details. Let me try to remember the conversation with Asta.
Explore the related memory Asta's troubles.
A curio that's alive but doesn't have a body. Sorry, but nothing comes to mind. Maybe the researchers at the Departments of Ecology or Insight may have an idea? Hinkle and are around here somewhere. I'd suggest you ask them about it.
Asta seems to have mentioned two names. Two researchers from the Departments of Ecology and Insight.
I saw it. I saw that person disappear. They vanished right before my eyes. Just like that. Snap. It was so quick. No traces left. Not even bones.
What do we do? It sounds like he's telling the truth.
Yeah, whatever. Just let the professionals deal with it. Did you finish your work?
Oh. Can't listen to them. Can't listen to them. These two again.
I'm gonna tell you something. Make sure you don't tell anyone else.
Is that Harlequin?
Of course. My lips are sealed. Not a word to anyone.
The multiple disappearances? They're all for real.
Seriously?
Shh, why are you being so loud? Do you want to disappear too?
You know, one day we're gonna be able to go up there. Probably, maybe, hopefully.
It's been so long and there's still no response.
There's something fishy going on. How come they haven't recovered anything? I don't believe it. They're hiding something.
Those managers are useless. I say, what a wonderfully
intelligent-looking young lady.
Wait, what?
All right. Just cut the pleasantries and tell me how it's going.
No need to be modest. At my age, you get a feel for intelligence. Though I confess I did hear someone say you were the shining star of the Department of Insight.
I have faith in your abilities. So, how about my offer? Why not come with me after this is done?
See this material here? People are so inconsiderate. How's someone like me supposed to make out the small print? I'm not getting any younger, and my eyesight is failing. Do you think you can...
Sure thing. Anyway, keep your eyes peeled. I'll be bringing you something big soon.
It's happening again. The words in my memory are all jumbled up.
Did I sound like Dr. Risho?
Those despicable villains are distorting the truth online. Ugh. If I discover who's behind this, they're gonna wish they'd never crossed me.
Ask for clues about the lost curio.
A curio that's alive but doesn't have a body? Isn't that just a jinx?
Jinx?
Oh, nowadays people call them wubbaboos?
Oh. A wubbaboo. That doesn't sound right.
Well, I might be the Department of Ecology head, but I'm not the most knowledgeable person when it comes to curios. Adler would be of more help, but he's been investigating some paranormal phenomenon. I haven't seen him all day.
So not only do I have to find a curio, I have to find a person too?
I must say, it's a little embarrassing for the space station to be in such disarray while guests are visiting. We've been through a huge crisis and are still recovering. But there are some who are trying to exploit the chaos to agitate the workforce. People are growing more and more distrustful of the management here. It's probably turned into a big headache for Asta too. Never mind, I shouldn't be telling you this. It's something that we researchers need to resolve ourselves. Pretend I didn't say anything.
Adler. Right. Then I ran into Arlen. Adler was with him.
Cognitive chasm. Confidence crisis.
And was that...
Okay, this is repeating the thing. Oh, memory exploration. Explore your memories and obtain crucial clues in the form of cognition chasms. Through conducting key conversations with characters, collecting enough cognition chasms to exculpate yourself? In memory storing, the fragmented information you recall as you explore your memories will be properly recorded and updated, which can help you reconstruct your timeline, your entire timeline. Cool. Okay, yeah. Or this time you find a certain lost curio that has very abstract traits, it seems that I may need Asta's help. I found Asta, but she didn't seem to know much about it. Fortunately, Hinkle of the Department of Ecology and someone from the Department of Insight are nearby, which is more or less a clue. Hinkle is troubled by the confidence crisis within the space station. We had a brief chat, and she speculated that what Herta is looking for is a Wobaboo. But this isn't certain yet. In the end, Hinkle recommended me to look for Adler. Apparently, he is the person who knows most about the curios in the Department of Ecology.
Adler was with Arlen. They were involved in some sort of incident.
Explore the array in memory, Arlen's investigation.
What? He went to the scene alone with Peppy? How could you let him?
Calm down, Brother Arlen. I know you're upset.
What are you people up to?
We're walking the dog.
We're having a walk.
Can you get your story straight first?
Like I said, we're walking the dog.
So you're on a date?
So I'm the dog?
Right? I wasn't the only one who thought that, right?
They seem to be hiding something.
Well, an obvious S&M relationship here. I mean, I'm not gonna judge. Live your truth. But on the clock? Come on, guys.
Is there something you need?
I'm looking for Adler.
Oh, really? What a coincidence. We're looking for him, too. That kid sure is brave, running straight to the scene on his own.
Aren't you supposed to be walking the dog?
Yes. Well, Peppy isn't here. You see, Brother Arlen, I can't keep this up anymore.
I love you so much!
Ugh. Can you leave the talking to me next time?
Is there a problem?
Let's walk and talk.
Oh, man. A little forward, aren't you?
Why are you looking for Adler? A lost curio. I see. He'll be able to help.
Anything cool? I mean, it's our memory, so I doubt we're gonna get anything cool. Really? Here?
Will of preservation.
Upgrade configured.
Careful. The fragmentum in this area is very unstable.
Okay, man, you just walk right past it. Huh. Well, I think I'm just gonna ignore that.
Not this road. I didn't go there.
You don't know that.
Over there! As I thought, he's in trouble. Let's go!
I can't believe they're still on board.
Time for a buzz.
Let the evaluation begin. Go Nappy!
See, now you use it after nobody attacks.
Maximum victory means playing the long game!
I think, right? Nah, I was wrong.
Time to twirl! Time to twirl! You took the bait.
Easy, Numby.
Really wish I could get Silverwolf to do 2-turn.
Peppy! Are you okay?
Really? Are you really the one who knows the most about curios?
That's me. What's up? He wants to ask you something about curios. I'll leave you to it. Adler, Peppy's in your hands now. Oh, about that investigation I asked for.
Don't worry. I think I figured something out. Catch you later.
I figured you'd come to me to uncover the truth. I'm sorry. The situation is very delicate. I can't say anything except that it's a secret mission.
About blank?
Just as I thought. I vaguely remember that Arlen said more. It's related to the thing I forgot.
Using Cognition Chasm might help you restore your hazy memories. I only have like 1 right now, so I don't think it's gonna be super helpful. Yeah, I need 3.
So, which curio do you want to know about?
One that has no body, but is alive.
That's all you got? Too abstract.
Are there multiple? That's all Herta said.
Well, there's beauty in the abstract, I guess. Have you asked the Department of Ecology head?
She said it might be a Wubbaboo.
Huh, she's not wrong. But that doesn't feel entirely right either.
I heard something like that also exists in the blank.
Huh? What did I say?
Huh. Now that you mention it, I have a wild hypothesis, but it needs verifying. Let's call it a day. Wait for me. I'll be in touch.
Adler seems to have gotten a lead, but what was the information I forgot? And from whom?
Oh, what the? Due to the presence of certain hazy memories, some content will appear as blank in conversations as you explore your memories. Use Cognition Chasm. Using Cognition Chasm has the chance of restoring relevant hazy memories.
Let's go over it from the start. I may have overlooked something. Right. Asta mentioned another name.
Oh, wow. Okay, her assigned me to find a certain lost curio that has a very abstract trace. It seems I may need Asta's help. I found Asta, but she didn't seem to know much about it. Fortunately, Henkel of the Department of Ecology and someone from the Department of Insight are nearby, which is more or less a clue. Henkel is troubled by the confidence crisis within the space station, and Asta must be under considerable pressure. We had a brief chat, and she speculated that what Herta is looking for is Wobaboo. But this isn't certain yet. In the end, Henkel recommended me to look for Adler. Apparently, he is the person who knows the most about curios in the Department of Ecology. I ran to Arlen on my way to find Adler. He seems to be looking for Adler too, so I decided to go with him. Adler was saved by us when he was attacked. I stated our purpose, and he seemed to have an epiphany from my words. I think I understood something from the words of someone Asta mentioned before. I have no idea.
My memories of Arlen and Adler are hazy. I need to remember the other person Asta mentioned.
Yeah, I guess we explore back to Asta's thing.
A curio that's alive but doesn't have a body. Sorry, but nothing comes to mind.
You recall more missing memories.
How's it going? Did you find the information you're after?
I haven't made any progress yet.
I see. Is that what Hinkle and think? At least that counts as a lead. See? My researchers are pretty outstanding.
I heard you were in a bit of trouble.
Just business as usual. Nothing to worry about. After the Legion's invasion, the space station has been under constant scrutiny. Physical damage can be easily repaired, but it takes a long time to heal the wounds in people's hearts. Some researchers have been questioning the management and security of the space station ever since the invasion. Things had settled down a bit with the reconstruction efforts, but the researchers' disappearances have rattled them again.
Researchers' disappearances?
Yes. 4 researchers have inexplicably disappeared in a matter of days. No exit logs, no traces. Vanished. People were just starting to regain their footing after the catastrophe. I didn't want panic to spread, so I suppressed the reports and told the security department to investigate in secret. However, as you can see, it's hard to keep secrets in a sardine can like this. Rebuilding trust is harder than establishing it in the first place. I'm concerned someone's pulling strings to sway public opinion. Anyway, the most important thing is to get to the bottom of the disappearances.
Do you need my help?
That's okay, but thank you for the offer. Aren't you helping Madame Herta with something already? Oh, by the way, I heard about the thing mentioned, and I'll look into it too. I'll find a way to solve the problem for the space station.
So I did consult someone else other than Hinkle. The only thing I remember is that they're from the Department of Insight. The other person should be from the Department of Insight. I need to remember who it is.
What the hell is that squeaking sound? my computer? That can be good. No, that's my fan. That can be good. Some researchers have been questioning the management and security of the space station ever since the invasion. Things had settled down a bit with the reconstruction efforts, but the researchers' disappearances has riled them again. Who could it be?
The other person should be from the Department of Insight. I need to remember who it is.
I guess we explored her assignment section again.
Identifying that person is crucial. It could be the key to making sense of everything.
Let me describe it again in case you forgot. It's alive, but it doesn't have a body. Send me a signal when you see traces of it.
I think she mentioned something important, but I can't remember. If only there were some hints, then maybe...
Anyway, keep up the good work. I need to go out for a bit. Go ask Asta if you want someone to help you.
Hey, what brings you here, Rich? It's been so long.
I'm not that wonderful. I'm just okay.
It's all taken care of. As long as the money's there, it's all good. Here's the account you asked for. It's legit and... Oh, small scale.
Again?
Here too. My memories are just a jumbled mess of words. Did my memory piece together irrelevant information?
Let's restore the memory.
Now I remember. The other person is Emily. She was at the base zone. What did Emily say?
I say, what a wonderfully intelligent-looking young lady.
I'm not that wonderful. I'm just okay.
No need to be modest. At my age, you get a feel for intelligence. Though I confess I did hear someone say you were the shining star of the Department of Insight.
Sure. Can I help you with something?
See this material here? People are so inconsiderate. How's someone like me supposed to make out the small print? I'm not getting any younger, and my eyesight is failing. Do you think you can...
Again? How many times has it been? You're really pushing my buttons.
Sorry, if I can't interrupt.
Oh, another smart-looking youngster. Wonderful. It's about time we had some new recruits.
Huh. Asta told you to find me? A curio that doesn't have a body but is alive. Isn't the Department of Ecology full of curio experts? That's got nothing to do with the Department of Insight. However, I've heard of such a species. A colleague who came back from a business trip said that the Cienjo Alliance has life forms like that. Don't get me wrong, I was merely relaying information. I didn't mean I'd help you. The atmosphere on the space station has been getting stranger lately. It's risky taking sides.
The Cienjo species Emily mentioned seems to be what inspired Adler. The disappearances Asta mentioned are likely related to Arlen's investigations too. Now I should be able to tie everything together. The Cienjo species Emily mentioned seems to be what inspired Adler.
Alright, let's go back to Arlen's investigation. Let's just read this before anything happens. Anything new? In addition to Hinkle from the Department of Ecology, I also asked Emily from the Department of Insight for clues about the missing curio. She told me that It is said that there are similar life forms in the Xianzhou Alliance. The confidence crisis Tinko mentioned concerned me a little. Ashley and I chatted about this topic, and I unexpectedly learned that there had been a series of researcher disappearances on the space station recently. I ran to Arlen on my way to find Adler. He seemed to be looking for Adler too, so I decided to go with him. Adler was stayed by us when he was attacked. I stated our purpose, and he seemed to have an epiphany from my words. This should have something to do with the life forms bearing similarities to the Xianzhou Alliance mentioned by Emily from the Department of Insight. Arlen was secretly investigating something, so after he saving Adler, I tried to get to the bottom of it. But he seemed to be hiding something. I guess this has something to do with the missing researchers that Asta mentioned before.
I figured you'd come to me to uncover the truth. I'm sorry. The situation is very delicate. I can't say anything except that it's a secret mission.
About...
Just as I thought. I vaguely remember that Arlen said more. It's related to the thing I forgot.
Use the cognitive chasm. Confidence crisis. No, actually, probably research disappearance. You recall more missing memories.
I'm sorry. The situation is very delicate. I can't say anything except that it's a secret mission.
About the researchers' disappearances?
Well, how did you know? I see. Could you also tell that Lady Asta was feeling the pressure?
Have you found anything?
I'll be honest with you. It's been tough. The surveillance didn't capture anything regarding the researcher's disappearance. There's only one clue. Adler observed that the automatic fire suppression system was momentarily activated around the time the disappearances occurred. That means that every victim's disappearance was accompanied by some inexplicable fire. When we made visits to the scenes, some of the witness testimony seemed to agree with this. The words they used were spontaneous combustion of the human body.
Have you asked the Department of Ecology head?
She said it might be a Wobu.
She's not wrong. But that doesn't feel entirely right either.
I also heard something like that also exists in the...
Huh? What did I say?
The Xianzhou Alliance.
She's not wrong.
I heard something like that also exists in the Xianzhou Alliance.
That's right! They're called Heliobi. I guess you could say that Wababoos and Heliobi are sort of like cousins. Both are types of energy life form. Now that you mention it, I have a wild hypothesis, but it needs verifying. Let's call it a day. Wait for me. I'll be in touch.
Spontaneous combustion of the human body. That's most likely the truth. I need to go over.
Damn it!
I need to go over it from the start.
Let me describe it again in case you forgot. It's alive, but it doesn't have a body. Send me a signal when you see traces of it.
And
I think she mentioned something important, but I can't remember. If only there were some hints, then maybe...
Energy life form.
Let me describe it again in case you forgot. It's an energy life form. It's alive, but it doesn't have a body. Send me a signal when you see traces of it.
Energy life form?
That's not the point. I wouldn't be bothering with it if it didn't have something to do with the Genius Society. Anyway, keep up the good work. I need to go out for a bit. Go ask Asta if you want someone to help you.
Okay, this is a full story. Her assigned me to find a certain lost curio, which is a kind of energy life form related to the Genius Society. It seems that I may need Asta's help. I found Asta, but she didn't seem to know much about it, either. Fortunately, Hinko of the Department of Ecology and Emily of the Department of Insight are nearby, which is more or less a clue. Hinko is troubled by the confidence crisis within the space station, and Asta must be under considerable pressure. We had a brief chat, and she speculated that what Herta is looking for might be Woboos, but this conclusion may be inaccurate. In the end, Hinkle suggested that I look for Adler. Apparently, he is the person who knows the most about curios in the Department of Ecology. In addition to Hinkle of the Department of Ecology, I also asked Emily from the Department of Insight for clues about the missing curio. She told me that apparently there are similar life forms in the Zancho Alliance. The issues of the conflict crisis Hinkle mentioned concerned me a little. Asta and I chatted about this topic, and I unexpectedly learned that there had been a series of researcher disappearances on the space station recently. I ran to Arlen on my way to find Adler. He seemed to be looking for Adler too, so I decided to go with him. Adler was saved by us when he was attacked. I explained what my intentions were, and he said that the Woboos suspected by Hinkle of the Department of Ecology and the Heliobus that Emily of the Department of Insight heard about were both energy life forms, which gave him some kind of revelation. Arlen was secretly investigating something. After saving Adler, I tried to get to the bottom of things, but he seemed to be hiding something. I did a little poking around, and sure enough, he was investigating the the disappeared researchers that Asta mentioned before. With Adler's help, he discovered that every disappearance was accompanied by an instance of spontaneous human combustion. Herta assigned me to investigate energy life forms similar to Woboos and Heliobi. The spontaneous human combustion occurring among the researchers is also a thorny problem, but Adler already seemed to have a bold conjecture. His intuition was very accurate, and it seemed that he was looking forward to something. Back to the present.
I commend your stamina for recounting that interminable tale. You must be exhausted. My ears certainly are. So, to sum it up, the last time you laid eyes on Herta was in her office. She sent you on a wild goose chase for some trinket, the curio. After which you knew nothing else until Lady Asta contacted you. If that's the narrative you're sticking to, then indulge me. Who, pray tell, can substantiate this captivating drama?
Asta?
A second-hand account. She wasn't at the scene. Hearsay hardly counts as compelling evidence, now does it?
Affirmation. We can ask Herta herself.
Well, if you lace up those boots and start sprinting now, you might just catch the IPC shuttle in 4 system hours. But as it stands, not a single soul can corroborate his story.
Mr. Ratio, your style of questioning would seem to have a preconceived bias.
Apologies, it's an unfortunate habit of mine. When one is immersed in academic research, skepticism comes far more naturally than belief. It is also the most efficient method, judging from my experience. Seeking answers with a negative hypothesis in mind is still valid research. It can still help us reach the truth. If he is truly innocent, he can clear his name with answers. Based on your story, you met with Herta because she specifically wanted you for an assignment.
If you knew Herta, then you wouldn't find it weird.
Don't interrupt other people. Did no one teach you manners? Based on your story, you met with Herta because she specifically wanted you for an assignment. And the assignment involves a curio that doesn't even have a name.
Herta didn't mention the name of the curio. We were talking about something else, and she just mentioned it in passing. However, she did give a thorough description of the curio. I didn't make that up.
True. You wouldn't be able to make that up.
Why do I feel like I'm being looked down on?
Yeah, I almost got that.
And the assignment involves a curio that doesn't even have a name. Herta's collection. An endless trove of trinkets and baubles. And yet, she singles out one nameless ordinary curio? It's hard for me to imagine she would treasure one curio so much.
Sure, but you're the one saying the curio in question is ordinary.
Say what you want to say.
A correct observation, if I may add.
Herta's collection. An endless trove of trinkets and baubles. And yet, she singles out one nameless ordinary curio? It's hard for me to imagine she would treasure one curio so much.
I doubt Herta is interested in the curio itself.
Based on your story, you met with Herta because she specifically wanted you for an assignment. And the assignment involves a curio that doesn't even have a name.
Herta didn't mention the name of the curio. However, she did.
True.
Why do I feel like...
And the assignment involves a curio. Herta's collection. An endless trove of trinkets and baubles. And yet, she singles out
Oh, right, because it's related to a genius society member.
Curio?
The curio isn't the point. Herta was only addressing it because of its relation to the Genius Society.
I would imagine the curio is the creation of a genius. Affirmation. It holds some special meaning to Herta.
Yes. That seems logically sound. Then you said you asked Asta for help with the lost curio.
Yes, to get more information about the curio. I didn't get a direct answer, but Asta recommended I seek out a researcher who could help.
Then you said you asked Asta for help with the lost curio.
I'm surprised he didn't deflect off anything.
However, she decided to hold her tongue until now?
Mr. Ratio, it's because...
I'm asking him, Lady Asta. Your testimony went out the window the second you started being secretive. However, she decided to hold her tongue until now? So what's the story? Are you full of fanciful fiction? Or is Asta the one hoarding secrets like they're going out of style?
Asta isn't trying to hide anything. It's because of her position. Some things shouldn't be said in the open.
What could be more important than Herta's safety?
I agreed for Mr. Ratio to become involved in this. I should consider him one of us. It's okay. You can tell him.
So what's the story? Are you full of fanciful fiction?
Conjecture. Asta chose to stay silent.
Then you said, however, so what's the story? Are you full of fanciful
confidence
fiction?
crisis.
The space station has been very distrustful of its higher management, ever since the Antimatter Legion's invasion. Another severe incident would further intensify suspicion, and cause great internal strife.
Oh. So that explains why Lady Asta approved of my participation. After all, the Intelligentsia Guild's representative wouldn't be linked to the space station, but would still share the IPC's position. They wouldn't be partial to anyone, but would still act for the space station's benefit. Two birds with one stone. Researchers' disappearances, you say? Yes, I've heard the responsibility of sorting out that mess has been thrust upon Arlen, head of the security department.
Yes. I ran into Arlen when looking for Adler.
Adler?
A level 2 researcher. According to the Department of Ecology head, he knows more about curios than anyone else. He happened to be helping Arlen investigate the disappearances.
Well, did he enlighten you?
Adler seemed to have an idea at the time, but he never contacted me again.
Researchers' disappearances, you say? Yes, I've heard there was clearly, though. It bears no connection to Herta's puppet being attacked.
No connection? I disagree. There should be evidence linking them together. If I review a certain record...
Clearly, though, it bears no connection to Herta's puppet being attacked. Cut the act. You're perfectly aware of the point I'm making.
Okay, actually, this one confuses me. Not really sure. Is he saying I attacked the puppet?
Doubt me all you like. I'm just an outsider who got unexpectedly dragged into this mess. You and I are no different. We both stumbled into this, but you decided to assume the role of interrogator.
Oh? Your point being? Cut the act. You're perfectly aware of the point I'm making.
Correction. There may be a correlation.
Researchers disappear. Clearly, though, it bears no connection to Herta's puppet being
Spontaneous human
attacked.
combustion.
No. If I recall correctly, Asta said, one of Madame Herta's puppets was attacked by an unknown perpetrator. We don't know the location of the puppet, and we can't pinpoint its signal. Don't know the location. Isn't that the same as missing?
She did say that, but then what? You need to provide evidence to show incidents are linked.
There should be evidence. Arlen discovered something odd when he was investigating the disappearances. The space station's automatic fire suppression system was momentarily activated around the time the disappearances happened. Arlen mentioned that each victim disappeared due to spontaneous combustion.
Huh. But there are no signs of a fire anywhere in the space station.
That's what's so odd about it. But this information has an additional layer of importance. This may not be direct evidence, but if the system also recorded the fire suppression system activating when the puppet was attacked, then there's ample evidence to indicate that these two cases are linked.
Question ends.
If these two incidents were caused by the same person, then the suspicion put on you would decrease, provided that this fire suppression record does exist in the system.
We'll see in the main control room. Let's go. Huh? What was that?
She's here! She's here! She's here! Oh, the big shot! OMG.
Harrider Newsflash. This is an urgent broadcast. I repeat, this is an urgent broadcast. News has finally emerged regarding the attack on Madame Herta. The Annihilation Gang has claimed responsibility for the incident and warned of further activity. The Guild has expressed utmost condemnation.
The gods of the starry skies have abandoned the world. They give no thought to the masses. Only the wounded savior can bathe the world in the firelight of destruction. Yet always there are cowards trying in vain to reject their favor and escape the wounds. Flee then. Flee as far as you can. No matter the distance, annihilation will find you.
Well, that was interesting.
This is...
A declaration of war, and an announcement of what's to come. They have set their sights on you. The Legion's impact remains, and the Annihilation Gang is already paying a visit. It almost seems like this space station is more suited for the path of destruction than erudition.
This Duke Inferno Ifrit is a life form that hails from Fatora, a world long since destroyed. His race, the ever-burning fire demons, regard Nanook as their emperor and savior, but the Eon has never cast their gaze upon them.
A group of pitiful lunatics. I like Dr. Primitive's assessment of them. The value Nanook sees in the Annihilation Gang is perhaps far less than one might see in a child who deliberately broke a vase. The fire demons have a cruel temper and instinctively ignite and destroy items. Ifrit is particularly evil and cruel. even among his kin. The Everflame mansion he heads is even the arch-enemy of the Japella Brotherhood, despite both groups belonging to the Annihilation Gang.
Japella Brotherhood? I've heard that name somewhere.
On the Stellaron Hunters wanted posters, they stand accused of inciting the Japella Rebellion, the uprising that caused the downfall of the Brotherhood.
The Japella Palace crumbled in the scorching flames, and Ifrit's power has grown by the day ever since. Would you believe it would be merely a coincidence? Something similar is about to happen here. Spontaneous combustion? For him, it's as routine as me finding fault in everything. The disappearance of researchers and the puppet were all part of the plan. And after that video will soon circulate. And this station's fate? Flames. Nothing but flames.
The destruction of trust.
I'm afraid more than trust will be destroyed here. You need to start acting now if you want to survive. You, come with me.
Just me?
You have a superior strategy? Pray tell, do we set the two of them loose, turning whispered fears into full-blown pandemonium?
If we did that, we'd be at a disadvantage. I'll stay here and try to contain the news as best I can. Please, investigate the issue quickly.
What was Squirrelum? He can help. Also, where the hell am I? What is this? Oh. Right, that's the thing.
It's getting late. Where to now?
Not good. This is serious. The security department will do whatever we can to help you.
A list of the missing researchers and their details.
Sure, but the security department already combed through their backgrounds and personal relationships. We didn't find anything odd. The Annihilation Gang are a group of die-hard thugs. They might be attacking indiscriminately.
A list of the missing researchers and their details.
Okay.
Take it. Remember these names. Find a friend who's tuned into the gossip around here and tell them you want to know the relationship between these people.
What do you have in mind?
I don't know. That depends on your friend.
It's been a while, Pamela. As usual, one pick of Himiko for one piece of gossip. Quid pro quo. Can I put it on my tab? Only for you. 20% interest. For every 5 trades, you give me one more pick. That's so very like you. Now that's settled, go ahead and tell me what you need. Let's forward the missing researcher list. Help me find the connection between these people. Oh, how interesting. This disappearance has been a hot topic, and the news is tightly controlled. Even I don't have a complete list. Are you upset at management too? Why would I be? I'm just a small fry. I'll take any chance to slack off whenever I can. Those who love gossiping about higher-ups just don't have enough things to do in their lives. It's the same people who randomly create their own expectations, and then get disappointed when those aren't met. Nothing good will come out of hanging with them. You sure are aligned. You seem to be pretty aligned. You flatter me, but I'll still remember what you owe me. Don't worry, I'll get in touch if I have any news.
What else do you need me to do?
Take me to the one who knows the most about curios within the Department of Ecology, if you would be so kind.
He disappeared too.
What happened?
I didn't really notice at first. Adler's difficult to get a hold of at the best of times. But it's been a few system hours, and I still can't reach him. Even the surveillance cameras can't find any trace. The last time I saw him was in the Master Control Zone. He was with Wen Sherling from the Department of Implement Arts.
Lead the way. You said Adler was on the verge of a discovery, yet couldn't confer his knowledge. Intriguing and frustrating, to say the least. If his disappearance is also related to the case here, then maybe he really did stumble upon something important.
True. The keywords that got Adler thinking were energy life forms. Duke Inferno is also an energy life form. Coincidence? We need to investigate this.
Regarding Dang, I need your help. What is it? About Duke Inferno. Do you know the Duke Inferno Ifrit from the Annihilation Gang? It's best not to get involved with him. The space station is in trouble. The space station met with some trouble, and it has something to do with him. Arlen will fill you in on details. I want to know more about him. Understood. Wait for my contact. You be careful yourself. If the situation changes, notify us as soon as possible. Clue: missing researcher list. Arlen compiled a list of victims during the investigation of the spontaneous human body combustion incidents. On the surface, these people have nothing in common with each other, but perceptive ones like Pamela still found subtle connections between them. Did she?
That jerk! Jerk! Fine! Disappear! I don't ever want to see your face again!
What did Adler do to you?
Adler, he disappeared. He's been acting really weird recently. Always researching stuff like spontaneous combustion, supernatural activities. He doesn't even answer me when I speak to him. He was talking to himself.
What did he talk about?
He kept saying the word phrase.
Phrase.
We'll get him back.
Who said I want him back? But if you want to find him, he was reading this booklet the last time I saw him. I don't know exactly what he's searching for, but I hope it can help you.
Yo, you got something? Yep, but it's not what you'd expect. Go on. These victims and their interpersonal relationships don't seem to have any overlaps, but they have all posted pretty extreme comments against the management on the dark web, and have a large number of supporters. What? I know this result will bring a lot of things to mind, but regrettably, it's the truth. Thanks.
Your countenance suggests tragedy.
Recount Pamela's findings.
So the researchers who disappeared were at the forefront of challenging management. Isn't that a curious puzzle piece? I finished browsing through this booklet while you were replying to messages. It recorded the lives of a few Genius Society members. I'd say it contains some interesting information. It's time to go back and chat with Lady Asta and Mr. Screwlum.
I think we only scratched the surface of this Ifrit. What happened? The fire demons of Fetora are ferocious and cruel by nature, but Ifrit easily rose to the position of clan leader. And even among the fire demons, his flame belongs to a special category. What do you mean? In many vicious incidents instigated by the Everflame mansion, I found similar eyewitness reports claiming that miscreants... Really wish you'd scroll while they're still chatting. That miscreants materialized from the Inferno. I speculate that if Ifrit's flame may have inherited some ability other than burning, and that is related to his origin. I've heard of a flame with similar properties that was difficult to capture because it kept shifting between phases. There is not much information about it, but one line that catches the eye burns through worlds, leaving numerous scions of flame behind. Ifrit is perhaps one of its descendants, shifting between phases. That's all I have. The number of related records is limited. I'm not sure if that was helpful to you. It's enough, thanks. That's good. Phrase. When Xiling said Adler kept murmuring the word phrase before he disappeared. Is it possible that it was some other word with a similar pronunciation? Clue: booklet. The booklet Adler was reading up to his disappearance. The booklet Adler was reading up to his disappearance. It records the lives of a few Genius Society members. The content consists of quite a few pieces of interesting information. Clue: dimension phasing flame. According to Dang Heng's speculation, Ifrit's flame may have abilities other than just burning. Moreover, there happens to be a kind of fire that can phase through dimensions and possesses similar properties. Burns through worlds, leaving numerous signs of flame behind. But there aren't any signs of flame, so it can't be him, right? Wait, why am I here? It's talking now. Run me. Run me. Don't just keep sighing at such a young age. It looks up and glares at you. Seeing your indifference, it lowers its head and pretends nothing has happened. Stop pretending to be mature when you're young yourself. Ashley said I was an outdated snack. Do you find me disgusting? Why are you still here? You're blocking my light. I want to ask you something. You can ask, although I'm not in the mood. I can't promise I'll answer all your questions. I actually find you quite adorable. Huh? I'm going to think you mean it if you keep saying that. Forget it. You don't have to say that to make me feel better. I know myself well. No one's going to like such an outdated snack like me. Salty rhyme plume is quite an acquired taste. Right? Ashy paste's not wrong to say that I'm an outdated snack. That's why Miss Ron May dislikes me from the bottom of her heart and never comes back to visit me. My flavor, a mixture of salty, sweet, sour, and bitter, doesn't deserve to be loved. Can't you pull yourself together? I can't. My heart has been pickled with salt. It's sour and salty. Can you feel it? My creator, whom I love deeply, has abandoned me because I taste like tears from the inside out. Even she doesn't love me anymore. How am I supposed to pull myself together? I have no more questions. I knew it. Nobody would want to chat with me. Eesh. I shouldn't talk to these guys for a while. Well.
Not a scratch.
I won't break.
Can't say I really expected a charter here, but cool.
Time for a fun. This is double speed.
Do you know who this big diamond? It's all yours. Time to twirl.
Low risk, high reward.
Go nuppy.
I'm on guard.
Time to twirl.
Lance ablaze. Lance! Forward!
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Time to twirl.
Nice. Not nice.
Time for a fun.
Crap.
Oh dear.
Nice. Anyway, back to this.
You're back. I've been monitoring the dark web. I barely managed to stop the video from spreading. The incident hasn't grown any bigger, for now. How are things with you?
Less than promising. Or to use a different phrase, we're in deep trouble. We're running out of time. Let's retrace our steps and evaluate the situation. From the data we've collected, there are 3 avenues we can explore. First, Adler's disappearance. He must have come across some vital information.
Adler also.
You think that Adler's discovery drew the enemy's attention?
Indeed, and I already know what he found. First, Adler's disappearance. The next angle is what the victims have in common, distasteful as that discussion may be.
Distasteful discussion.
A mere glance at their background would indicate they share no commonalities. However, after browsing through their online records, you discover they all wield influence on the space station's dark web. Lady Asta must know what this means. The next angle, last, is the abilities of Duke Inferno and the secret of spontaneous human combustion. You probably already know about this. The fire demon of Fatora, the Duke of the Annihilation Gang. There is another secret with Ifrit. Last is the
link between the 3 is...
First, the next last is the abilities of Duke Inferno and the secret. During prior unrest instigated by the Everflame Mansion, some testified to seeing miscreants materialize from the Inferno. The flickering tongues of Duke Inferno's fire carrying a certain property, and this property is the secret behind spontaneous human combustion. Look, the answer is right there. This booklet describes a kind of fire that can phase through dimensions, claiming it burns through worlds, leaving numerous scions of flame behind.
It's the Phase Flame, the creation of member number 29, Sir Kal. She was an amazing genius. Intelligent, kind, and humble. However, she lived for a mere 29 days on the human calendar. Such a pity. The phase flame shifted into a different phase as soon as it was created. When it returned to this phase, Sir Karl had already passed away. It then continued to shift through phases, making its capture impossible.
This booklet describes a kind of fire that can... The kindling of this unique flame must be the missing curio that Hurt has been searching for, and Duke Inferno is evidently spawned from it.
Somebody was once able to glimpse the traces of the phase flame and obtained a wisp of its kindling. Herta kept it and lent it to Ron May for her research, but the kindling was lost in the process. If Ifrit is a scion of the phase flame, then the entire incident is now clear as day.
The kindling of this unique... I fear that this is the truth Adler discovered. Undoubtedly, the curio Herta asked to find was the phase flame, and Adler already discovered the relationship between spontaneous human combustion and the phase flame through the concept of energy life forms. I fear that this is the truth Adler discovered.
This evidence is indeed convincing.
This booklet describes a kind of kindling of this... I fear that this is the truth Adler discovered. When Schurling said, Adler kept muttering about a phrase before he disappeared. I believe this word was actually phase. He saw Member 29 Sir Karl's research topic in this booklet and verified his hypothesis. As a scion of the phase flame, Duke Inferno would naturally share similar capabilities. Full-on phase shifting may be a bit too ambitious for him, but teleportation, that's likely more his speed. That is the truth of the spontaneous human combustion. The researchers didn't disappear. They were moved. We don't know where the victims went, but Duke Inferno's plan is now clear. And the sudden and consecutive disappearances provided the best environment for chaos to fester. Once the seed of unrest has sprouted, he will then send out an announcement for an imminent attack. It will push the crisis from the dark into the light, catalyzing it into new growth and bloom. The next step would be to ignite the spark. Look at those researchers who disappeared. What would happen if someone realized their similarities? I need say no more.
It was all a premeditated trap to stir up chaos on the space station.
We're running out of time.
Rich Noah uploaded the document, missing researcher profile. Why understood this? The missing researchers are all opinion leaders on the space station's dark web. Holy moly! You know stuff that even the security department isn't aware of? Ahem. I just got the file from next door. It sounds far-fetched, but on the off chance that it's true, I smell a conspiracy. They staged a whole missing thing to get rid of the centers. That's such a brilliant plot. Justice may come late, but it will be served. The management must step down. The management must step down. If that's really the case, doesn't it mean that this chat group is in grave danger?
This...
No, it isn't enough.
Indeed, it needs one more spark.
What do you mean?
If you limit your involvement to this, there's still room for excuses. If it were me, I wouldn't give you the chance.
Could it be?
Huh? What is it?
Stay calm. Asta was merely teleported. Her life was not in danger. Based on first-hand experience, I have ascertained that Ifrit's flame is simply a splinter of the primordial phase flame, lacking any phase shift ability. Logic. Asta is still within the confines of the space station.
What do we do now?
That flame must still be somewhere inside the station. Find it, and we'll find a way to bring her back.
A splinter, you say? The arrogance of the gifted is charming in its own way. Try then if you must.
It seems that Duke Inferno didn't deign to personally grace the space station. He merely cast infernal fire into our midst to wreak havoc among the researchers. When the fire fizzles out, his malevolent plans will vanish without a trace.
I will head to Herta's office and activate the folded space in the curio storage room. With some changes to its parameters, I can use it to block the fire's teleportation routes and seal it inside the station. Mr. Ratio, please go with Mr. Trailblazer and contain the fire.
Oh, cool. It's going right into it. Team must include Dr. Ratio. Hell yeah! And probably need a wind unit, huh? Well, why not go with... actually, yeah. Rania and Locha. Oh, I should check out what...
Infernal fire is also a form of energy life form. The imaging device will pick up its trace. Follow it.
Man, might take, like, give me full tech points. 65 crit. Damn, give him like the proper leg cone. Well, he's maxed out. That's nice. 204% attack to single enemy applies Wise Man's Folly. When Dr. Ratio allies attack target afflicted by Wise Man's Folly, Ratio launches a talent follow-up attack one time against target Folly, can trigger it up to 2 times, and only affects the most recent target of the ultimate. Talent Cogito Ergo Sum. When using as his skill, Dr. Ratio has a 40% fixed chance of launching a follow-up attack against target for one time, dealing magic damage equal to 270% of his attack. Wow, that's huge. For each debuff the target has, a fixed chance of launching a follow-up attack increases by 20%. If the target enemy is defeated before the follow-up attack triggers, the follow-up attack will be directed to a single random enemy instead. So his skill triggers a follow-up attack. And his skill does nothing else. Technique. After using the technique, create a special dimension that taunts nearby enemies, lasting for 10 seconds. After entering battle with enemies in this special dimension, there's a 100% base chance to reduce each single enemy's target speed by 15% for 2 turns. Only one dimension created by allies can exist at the same time. Interference. When skill is used to attack an enemy target, there's a 100% base chance to reduce the target's effect res by 10% for 2 turns. Oh, that's pretty decent. When Dr. Ratio uses his skill, for every debuff on the target, his crit rate increases by 2.5%, and crit damage increases by 5%. This effect can stack up to 6 times. So 50% crit and 30% crit damage. Pretty decent. Crit rate increased by 2.7%. Attack increased by 4. Okay, deduction. When dealing damage to a target who has 3 or more debuffs, for each debuff the target has, the damage dealt by deduct ratio is increased by 10%, up to maximum 50%. Ooh. Pretty huge. And he's ready to imaginary set. Okay, that's...
The way is awash with flames. It must have just teleported. Be careful. Get ready to dash into the fire.
Full of space. The flow of space results from the spatial distortion during the spread of the infernal flame. Trying to pass through it may result in a drift in the spatial coordinates, with you transported somewhere unexpected. The flow of space that the space station uses to counter escape curios. It can effectively cut off space to hinder standard travel. Touch the firewalls.
See? It's still in the space station. Like Skrullum said, it cannot escape from here. Do you know what to do with cornered prey? Hunt it to the death.
Man, that did it for you, huh?
The fire is dying. This place is strange.
It's still resisting. The fold in the space has shifted. I can deduce its escape route with a mere glance.
Okay. Okay. Love what he went true sting. Let's ignore that. Surely I don't need to fight it, right? Nope. Stupid bugs. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Here?
Why? This has nothing to do with you.
The flame is getting weaker. Duke Inferno can't maintain it anymore.
Now upper portal? Yes. Now we're back here. I actually didn't know this was the path. Down there? Nope. Wait, was there an elevator? I was so focused on the folded space stuff, I kind of forgot that they're actually like normal paths.
What is your goal?
Seems like this chase is about to end.
Yeah, Ron May. Friggin' true stinger everywhere.
It's over.
Ignorant fools blindly chasing the firelight, not knowing that the blessings of destruction already lie at their feet. It is little wonder that even the descent of the Savior's Legion was unable to cleanse this place. I will acknowledge my brashness. For now, but next time, expect no intermediaries. I will come to personally offer you the demise of your sins with infernal fire.
A small fragment of consciousness in there is gone. Duke Inferno has discarded this fire. Oh? No. Hold on. Ah, the banal theatrics of stalling. Let's not. Shall we?
That was pretty cool. That's what newbie's targeting.
Answer me.
Man, I really should have triggered all the stuff, huh? I think I'm just gonna build up SP
Let the
right now.
evaluation begin. Liquidation!
You chose the wrong
The
enemy.
market is unpredictable. Right! Investing in victory means playing the long game!
Yeah, I probably should heal. My God!
Receive divinity.
Not bad.
Eternal strength. Return!
Man, I really should have brought Snowball.
Questions.
Test. 0 points.
There's always a weakness. Lend me your strength. We've entered the storm. To guard and defend, crush them.
Answer me.
SAS Perkibi. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
Woohoo! That grit.
Easy, Numby. Go, Numby!
Oh wow, I
see you off.
didn't expect that.
Test. So this is the extent of miscreants materializing from the Inferno. Seems like Dr. Primitive wasn't wrong.
Okay, I should probably take care of this stupid thing. I should probably also build up SP. Ooh boy, this big one coming up. Numi's trigger on that.
Let the valuation begin. Liquidation! The market is unpredictable. Investing in victory means playing the long game!
Yeah, it's gonna blow up in 2 turns. The fish are a little more of a threat. Oh, that can fight?
This battle is unavoidable.
I thought it was just like self-destructs.
Got the defense? Answer me.
Nice. Oh, I thought my things would hurt. I guess it was 8%, so it's still 20% failure.
Confiscated!
The fire is weakening. It's preparing to flee. You, keep your eye out for Lady Asta's whereabouts.
We've entered the storm. To guard and defend! Crush them!
Do I use my skill here? No, that's both skill point. We'll use next turn.
SAS per Kibbe. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
And now you.
Lend me your strength.
Test.
I underestimated.
Easy, Numby. Go Numpy!
0 points.
Dude, that's awesome!
Eternal the dead return!
Answer me. 0 points.
I love how Dr. Ratio plays. This is amazing. It's so fun.
Let the valuation begin. The market is unpredictable. Right! Investing in victory means playing the long game!
Good work. You did very well.
How's Asta?
Rest assured, Asta only had a fright. She is recovering in the clinic. While you were chasing the enemy, the security department also found the missing researchers. Affirmation. They are all safe and sound.
How did you find them?
It was all thanks to Adler. They fell into a spatial curio and could not leave until the Department of Ecology's most knowledgeable curio expert solved it from within. Many of them were shaken by their experience when Arlen found them, but they are otherwise fine.
Is this the end?
Yes, it is over.
Why do I feel like you didn't do much?
This business is over, and I believe the space station will be able to deal with any internal aftershocks. In Herta's stead, I thank you for your efforts, sir. But there is one mystery that remains unsolved. And that is something I must deal with myself.
Have you heard? Lead researcher Asta was attacked too. That Duke Inferno. Devious! Conniving! Psyops on the masses have always been the most terrifying kind of attack. Indeed, it seems that the Annihilation Gang isn't just about mindless violence, as the rumor suggests. If the lead researcher wasn't rescued at the end, we'd all be in deep, deep trouble. Not necessarily. Maybe she's the one who orchestrated it all. Masterminding this elaborate ruse by deliberately harming herself to earn some sympathy points. That line of thoughts do have some merit. Enough already, this is ridiculous. Is that really worth it? All that hassle just to palate, a few keyboard warriors. True that. Speaking of which, where's that where's that very first rabble rouser Rich know it? Oh right, he was real righteous sounding when he invited me into the group. Let me see. The guy left the group without making any noise.
I've been waiting.
Fallout from this incident remains. Surely you have plenty of pressing matters to attend to. Or is the safety of the space station beneath your concern?
Answer. That is exactly why I came. After all, the principal figure in this whole affair is right here.
When did you start to doubt me?
When one is immersed in academic research, skepticism comes far more naturally than belief. I've had the same bad habit as you since the beginning, Mr. Ratio.
I must say, I'm quite honored, Mr. Screwlum. But do explain, why opt for silent wisdom when you already had the pieces of the puzzle?
For curiosity's sake. Affirmation. I made the same decision as you, to accompany and observe.
Oh, and when did you become convinced?
Objectively speaking, aside from some minor spiritual trauma, no researchers were hurt in this attack, which never aligned with the Annihilation Gang's modus operandi. Logic, a third party saved them.
Had I not fortuitously acquired a spark of the phase flame and intervened in Duke Inferno's teleportation, those people would already be space waste, floating past the windows here.
You are more candid than I calculated.
But still behaving within your calculations, no? One last question, Screwlum. Genius though you are, can you deduce why I did this?
I cannot be sure and can only hypothesize. Helping the weak hints at the merciful instinct of a medical doctor, but maintaining a cool, detached observation reveals the strictness of a scholar. And pulling the strings from behind the curtain is akin to laying down the gauntlet to a genius.
The ruler of planet Screwlum is indeed well versed in the human mind. It's a pity you're as much in the ivory tower as other geniuses. You still got one thing wrong. To stand aside and observe is the best treatment one can give. There is a disease called foolishness that is harder to cure than any ailment. The path of erudition has neither reason nor logic. While geniuses wander among the stars, the ordinary can't even trace their footsteps. Those less gifted have no choice but to walk alone, enduring a lifetime of tumbles and triumphs. But even a life marked by failure is a life worth living. It is only in moments of solitude and despair, when help is absent, that fools grasp how to pick themselves up. I have a fastidious nature. I cannot stand fools, idiots, or imbeciles. Seeing them fills me with dread. Regrettably, this space station is just like the Intelligentsia Guild. devoid of geniuses and filled with mediocrity.
You wish to uproot the researchers' blind worship of geniuses.
I am only laying out my questions. As for the answers, they'll find them themselves. Pursuit tinged with negativity is still pursuit, and it is capable of leading us to the right conclusion. For the masses of the mediocre to reach a level of awareness, this is a necessary rite of passage.
You are indeed more like a medical doctor than a scholar.
As for the spark I leave behind,
I believe Asta will deal with it properly.
it is also a lesson I left for her. With that, I take my leave. I look forward to future encounters with such brilliant minds. Let's hope they're as memorable as those we had today. A farce full of trivial concerns. Ultimately, they're just mediocre minds.
Oh, Dr. Ratio has become a visitor to the Express. You might come across Dr. Ratio when you return to the Express. I heard about what you did. Nice work. How's Asta doing? She's got back to work. I mean her safety. What do I worry about when I'm around? That's exactly why I'm worried. True. It's a shame that we haven't found the phase flame yet. Forget it. I'll think of it as Ron May owing me a favor. It's worth a lot more. That's it. I'm also thankful to Dr. Ratio, or Mr. Ratio. Who's that? Eh? Eh? How are those two doing today lately? Did they learn how to coexist? So you do care about them. Didn't realize you still cared about them. A little. I accommodated them in the space station. I taught Molten Cheese Tart to master humility and let Ashy Pace have a positive outlook on life. Thank you, Barrow Draco. When would I forget you? Maybe eventually. I look forward to experiencing new stories with you. Okay, I promised. In the future, research will still continue. Right, about the alabaster head. Is he a friend of yours? Hmm? And I assume that's the last of the trouble. Yep, that's all of 1.6. And the rest is just critter pick and simulated universe stuff. Which I would do on my own time because I don't feel like reading it all out. So until then, thank you everyone who joined me today, and I will see you all